Hi everyone. As some of you might know, I'm also learning a language, which I believe helps me to understand some of the frustrations or problems that you might be going through when you're learning English. I've been learning Russian on and off for several years now, and while I can't claim to be the most committed student, there are several things that have helped me over the years. The first is to get a good quality, dedicated notebook. Everything you write in that notebook should be in the language you're learning. Now, at first it will be challenging because you'll basically be creating lists of words with their translations. But slowly, you'll be able to use the words you've collected to write diaries, stories, and any thoughts that pop into your head. It's important to group the notebook into sections, so while you're having lessons, you can scribble notes roughly on a piece of paper, and at the end of the lesson, find the relevant section in your notebook and neatly add the new words you've scribbled down during the lesson. Okay, I know what you're thinking. It's the 21st century. Isn't there an easier way? Well, yeah, sure, you can use all sorts of apps to build your vocabulary, but recent research indicates that handwriting fixes the knowledge more firmly in your brain, and copying doubles the exposure to the words. The second tip is to watch TV series, films and documentaries in the target language with subtitles also in the target language. Friends is often cited as one of those sitcoms that is really good for learning English, and I think that's because the episodes are relatively short, they're about 20 minutes long. The characters repeat phrases every episode pretty much, and the scenes are also quite familiar. It should be something that you would be interested in your own language. The Crown is another good one if you're interested in the royal family. Nature documentaries from David Attenborough are absolutely fantastic. Ewan McGregor and Charlie Borman's Long Way documentaries are also good for learning English, incredibly entertaining. Don't miss their trip, by the way, through Kazakhstan. And the YouTube travel blogs Hand Luggage Only and Fearless and Far. This is perhaps the hardest one to commit to, but if you aim for a realistic target, such as a page a day, then it's more doable. It's best to start with children's books before you progress to a higher level. I started in Russian with adapted short stories from Pushkin and Chekhov. These were very short texts with translated words at the side. And then I moved on to books for students of Russian, some of which have both languages side by side. Recently I've managed to read The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas, which I chose simply because I'd already read it in English. It's a short story and a topic that I'm interested in anyway. There were, of course, hundreds of words that I didn't know, but I got the general idea and I learned new words along the way and I recorded them in my notebook. I often read stories, blogs and comments on Instagram in Russian, and this has helped me to understand a lot more. Some might argue it's developed my knowledge of slang and naughty words a little bit too much. But find bloggers in English who you like, read and write comments in English. I'm always happy to talk to my students, and I'm sure those bloggers are too. There are numerous free apps where you can find news and opinions in English. You can find a post on my Instagram page with the ones I recommend, and these are great because you can usually choose to read either a short paragraph or a more detailed description of events. It also allows you to see the world from a different perspective than what you can find in your own language or in your own country. One of the things that is a real barrier to learning is when a student is battling the language and constantly thinking why it's so complicated or why can't it be like my language. Languages are different. They all have different ways of expressing, and that's what makes them beautiful. Learn to enjoy the sound of the language. Enjoy learning about the culture of the country too, because it might help you to understand how the language evolved. The more friends you have who speak your target language, the better. This is a way to develop natural ways of speaking that perhaps it's not as easy to pick up using books or films. So I hope that helps you. Good luck with your studying, and try these tips, and most importantly, don't give up.